Welcome to the second meeting of our Community Education Series, Traffic Stops 101. This meeting is designed tonight to focus on 3 C's: complaints, cameras, and courts.
Any viable organization must have a process in which to analyze complaints and accommodations. As it pertains to law enforcement agencies, this form of feedback, when analyzed properly, should directly affect future policing strategies. This is our 2011 annual report, part of the statistics from it, which show that we have 222,136 calls for service in 2011. 151 of those citizen contacts and complaints total less than 1% of that total number. When you calculate into traffic stops, we have about 56,264 traffic stops compiled last year, and we had 21 bias-based policing complaints. Traffic stops generate most of our bias-based policing complaints. That's why they're an important study. The process of a complaint with the Fayetteville Police Department is broke down into about 5 different sections. The first thing we do is we accept the complaint. Second thing we try to do is mediate the complaint. The third thing we do is we document the complaint. Fourth thing we do is process it. And the last thing we do is get a disposition of it. If you file a complaint with us anonymously, I want you to understand that anonymous complaints, we have no way of getting back with you. We have no way of communicating with you and letting you know the status of the complaint or how it was resolved. There are 4 ways which we accept your complaint. One is in person. You can come down to the police department. The second one's by phone. Third one will be in writing. The fourth one will be through our website. The complaint process gives us a platform to be heard. Compliments are also essential to a police department. This always allows us to know what we are doing well and what works efficiently. If we don't know what we do well, then we may not be aware of the positive effect it has on the community.
Back in 2011, our city made a very strong financial commitment to improving outdated technology. We had old camera systems. So we ended up selecting Panasonic, and the system is a Panasonic Arbitrator 360. Some authorized uses, it's duty related. For such purposes as, of course, traffic stops, routine patrol activities, domestics and other types of disturbances and arrest, evaluation of officer tactics and field performance and training. And the evaluation, that is a huge tool for our supervisors. It's a huge tool for our officers.
I want to take just a few minutes to maybe answer some questions to kind of paint the picture of how this video is actually handled by the Panasonic system. The number one thing that we try to address is physical security. When video is captured within a vehicle, it is stored securely in a video processing unit that the city has placed in the trunk of the vehicle. Once a video is recorded, the officer does not have access to manipulate or change that video in any way. So physical security is key. The second thing that we as a company have tried to address is that when the video is offloaded from the vehicle to the server, that is an automatic process. That is not something where the officer actually touches that video in any way, shape, or form, or once the video is actually uploaded, there is no one that's able to touch that video. And when that video is transmitted from the vehicle to the server, it's handled in what we call a secure communications channel. No one in the general public can intercept that video and manipulate that video between vehicle and between the server. The third thing that we try to make sure is that we address the integrity of the video. So we use a secure encrypted integrity check that the vehicle records the video, and then when that video is uploaded, the server and car actually communicate with an encrypted algorithm, if you will, an encrypted communication to make sure that what the server receives is unchanged from what the recorder recorded. That integrity check also happens when the video is later produced for court, so that we can verify that the video that is produced is the exact same video that was recorded in the vehicle. The fourth thing that we use is controlled access and user rights. Within the actual police department and with the users, there are certain levels of access that different people have. For instance, in the City of Fayetteville, an officer, once a video is recorded, can only view their own video. Now, they can make additional notes, but none of that manipulates or changes that original file. We also, I will tell you that I had our system integrator check, and in the City of Fayetteville, there is no one that has the ability to delete video from the system. So we try to use access control and user rights to make it very limited who can access video, and very specific that the right people have access to the video, and that the video is not in some way, the integrity is not in some way compromised. One thing that's very key in law enforcement is what's called chain of custody. And that's the fifth thing that we at Panasonic use to make sure that the video that we produce is able to withstand the true test of a court of law. Anytime a video is produced for court, we verify the integrity of that video, and then we produce a chain of custody report that goes with that video and can be used by the district attorney's office or by a defense attorney, whomever may need it, to present that in a court of law. So as you look at this, I want you to understand that we don't approach this just as dash cam video or just as video like someone may shoot with a smartphone. But instead, the video that the City of Fayetteville was using is intended as digital evidence.
Our traffic administrative court was created in this county around 2007. Late 2007, got kicked off in 2008. It's a system that now is pretty much in some form or fashion in every jurisdiction in North Carolina. The legislature has seen sort of how it works and sort of mandated that each jurisdiction have some form of traffic administrative court to deal with your lower level, your sort of compliance matters that we call them, that folks can come to court and deal with them in a quick, efficient manner and don't get tied up with everything else. What the system does is it sets up a court that is specifically designed, specifically arranged for folks to come in at a specific time. We have plenty of DAs. On any given day, we have between 10 and 12 attorneys there, including the elected DA who's there every Friday to deal with the matters. I'm there every Friday to help deal with matters. We have 8 to 10 of our staff members. Literally half of the staff of the district attorney's office is present in the courtroom at that time between the attorneys and the administrative staff to get folks in, get their cases pulled, speak to them individually. Everyone that comes in speaks individually with one of the assistant district attorneys about their matter. Now, this was created in conjunction with law enforcement. We had to get every law enforcement agency in the county on board to say, hey, we're going to administer these cases without law enforcement present. Before that, every case was set on the officer's court date, and that law enforcement officer was there and arguably had input on how every case could be resolved or not. It's just district attorney's office, the court system, and the cases that come. In the traffic administrative court, we're set up with the contemplation that most folks will not have an attorney. We understand that and expect that for folks to come. Like I say, that's why we have so many of the assistants in there. In a normal courtroom, normal traffic day, we'll have no more than 2 assistant district attorneys. On these days, we have as many as 12. And like I say, that's because we know we're going to deal with everyone individually and in person. In reality, about half the folks, a third to half the folks, want to hire an attorney, and we're glad to give you a continuous if you walk up and you come and speak to us. Hey, I'd like to speak with an attorney, because a lot of folks need to get some legal advice on a track. How is this going to affect my insurance? How is it going to affect my driver's license or whatnot? And that's totally legitimate. We understand that and are glad to accommodate folks by giving them a continuance or 2 to maybe go speak to an attorney, get that advice, and make an informed decision on how they should go.